How's it going, guys? What you'll see today is CTE footage of a breakdown of the Unica 6 Revolver that'll be coming out in the near future for the Dragon Seat DLC in Battlefield 4. And of course, this is CTE footage, which is sort of a community test environment where you get to beta test a lot of the weapons and different changes for the game. So that's how I get access to these. I feel like I have to give that as a disclosure. And the other thing as well, what I'll do is break it down, my thoughts on it as this RPG just misses my face. And I'll talk about the synthic stats that of course are subject to change as we go, because if they nerf it or they buff this weapon and the stats are different in the future, don't hold it against me. This is what I'm working with as we go, but I don't think they'll change. But anyway, here we go. I'll break it down, I'll talk about it. The Unica 6 fires a 357 Magnum round, and it has a damage model of 56 as the max, 28 as the minimum, and the damage drop-off begins at 15 meters and ends at 37 meters. So in comparison, it's identical damage model wise to the MP412 the MP412 Rex, sorry about that, and the SW40. But again, the Deagle and the 44 Magnum have a higher damage model. When you look at the fire rate, it has a 210 round per minute fire rate, which is actually faster than the 44 Magnum and squeezes right between the Rex and the SW40. Its reload time is 4.1 seconds, which I believe is actually the slowest sidearm reload, unless I'm mistaken, because even the 44 Magnum here is just a tick faster. Its muzzle velocity is 440 meters per second, which is, again, just slower than the 44 Magnum, and I think it's tied with the Deagle, but it's faster than the Rex and the SW40 in terms of the high damage, low fire rate style sidearms that we're dealing with. And of course, its magazine size is 6. With regard to the recoil, it has the standard of 2 for the vertical, which is no different than any of, again, the high damage, low fire rate sidearms. And horizontally, it doesn't have any deviation either way, but its fire rate's so slow that you're probably not going to see much deviation anyway, because it's balanced at 0.2 left and right. Or maybe balance isn't the right term, but you get what I mean. It doesn't have a deviation either way. When you look at this weapon, though, breaking down my opinion and thoughts on it, there's not a lot going for it. Like, when you compare it to, say, the SW40, it's probably most similar to the SW40, but again, it has its issues. The muzzle velocity is faster for the Unica 6, but at the same time, you're giving up just a couple of split ticks of seconds in terms of the reload time. Magazine size is the same. There is a plus to it because it has a much faster fire rate than the 44 Magnum, but it's outclassed by the Deagle in nearly every conceivable way. So if you're used to the 44 Magnum or the Deagle, or you're getting used to it, there's no real benefit to using this over it. It's sort of a middleman sidearm. And it, like I said, visual recoil is quite high, as you'll see in a second here as this guy tries to get a jump on me. So other than using this for the Deagle, or if you're used to other sidearms and are quite effective with it, I don't see a plus to using this. The SW40 and the Magnum would work quite fine, and the Deagle outclasses just about all of these altogether. So that's my thoughts on this one. Not really a reason to use it. Have a good one, YouTube.